Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 143 and we are finishing another season with a big game. It is the FA Cup final against Southampton. It's not quite the trophy we're trying to chase at this stage of our career, but if we can wrap up the two domestic cup trophies this year in addition to the top four finish, which I'm relieved to say we've now confirmed, then I think this would be our best ever season, despite frustration an awful lot of the way. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we can do it against a Southampton side that did finish in a top four last year, have now fallen away massively under Frank Lampard, as well as a trip to Newcastle to renew an old rivalry, then please do put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. The long-term stories will rotate Monday to Saturday at 3:30 with double headers on Sunday from our experiment series and our top threes too. You can find all the key links up in the eye above or down in the description below, and you can click the join button below this video if you want to support the show as a channel member. But let's go straight in to recent form, because it looks great that we're in third place and we're there pretty comfortably now as well. We're going to be in the top four even if Spurs overtake us. But it hasn't been plain sailing, because as you can see, the reason we're here largely is the form of Arsenal and City. Now, I'm pretty sure when we left off in the last episode, after 33 or 32 games in the league, Arsenal and City were on 65 points. I'm pretty sure of it, or somewhere in that realm. And they've just been losing every game. It is the only reason we have got top four football, because if I show you the schedule, we've dropped plenty of points. In a very friendly running on paper, we've had some difficult moments, particularly against our FA Cup final opponent Southampton, who we lost 2-0 at home to immediately after the last episode. It was a bit of a learning lesson as well. At 85 minutes, we were 0-0. We were the better side by a long way, so I chased the game. And look what happened. 2 late goals against. Then against Norwich, the opposite happened. We were absolutely awful in this game. We were battered. So for the last 15, I went for it, and Arlan got us the goal. Someone who's barely featured the second half of the year. Came on as a bit of a shot in the dark, but the tried and trusted delivered in the end. And from that, I probably drew a bit of relief more than confidence. Against Villa is probably the angriest I've been in a long time in this save. In the first minute of first half stoppage time, we were 1-0 down. We'd been absolutely tanked again. I lost my rag. I went attacking. I threw everything forward in terms of duties. We equalised a minute later before the break. Collins and Joe doing the job. And Chauvin scored an early set piece in the second half. But this is basically rolling the dice and getting lucky sometimes. There is no theory to what we're doing at the minute. So the pre-season next year is going to be a really important one, because we need to start winning games handsomely. I mean, if we actually look back in the Premier League here, I'm trying to think, other than the Brentford game, the team who are bottom of the league, effectively a championship side, the last league game we won by more than 2 goals was Watford in January. And that is the last time that we really showed any form. And even then, January we weren't in great form consistently. It's probably not since December we've had a really good run. I know we won all of our games in March, but they were tight. They were pretty poor matches. And then even at the start of May, after winning the Villa game, we were held at West Ham. It was a poor performance. We went ahead early through a Zoma. We thought we could be optimistic at last. And then we got pegged back in the second period and were lucky not to lose it. Thankfully, we played an awful Brentford side at home the following week. Still went 1-0 down, by the way. But we went on the front foot. Coronel, Zaruk and Joe and a Torres brace made it a comfortable day in the offing at last. That wrapped up a top 4 place. We can confidently say we'll have Champions League football next year. But can we make it 2 trophies to add to the cabinet? We'll find out by the end of this episode. Let's go and get into the first one though, against Newcastle United. A side we had a bit of a rivalry with when we were trying to get into the Europa League and Europa Conference a few years back. They were the side competing for those places with us and Southampton. Now they're in a relegation scrap. They're having a poor few years. So let's go and get through to the lineup. Not too much riding on this. Just the positional of 3rd or 4th, but no difference in terms of the long term. And one of the people we've got to close down is their goalkeeper, Austin Roberts, a man that we're heavily linked with in the transfer market. On 73 grand a week, a Welsh international keeper. I'm looking at him and thinking, yeah, I could see him being the successor. Conceded 55 goals, still got an average rating of over 7, and he looks a superstar. So keep your eyes peeled for him later in the summer. Let's have a look at the lineup for today though, because we've got decisions to make. Finally, we're playing 1 game a week. We've got everyone well rested. But what are we going to do in midfield? I've got the decision between Miguel Coronel, who next season will be our first choice player in this position, and German Moreira, who, if I don't play him the next 2 games, will he start to lose his value? I think what we're going to do is play German Moreira today because this game's meaningless. If he does really well, he can then play in the cup final. If not, we'll go back to Miguel Coronel. De Vita will stay in the holding role. I'm going to bring Chauvin back in at right back after injury. Azoma and Torres played well up front last time, so they're going to stay there as well. That means our 11 for today is John Moore in goal, Chauvin and Delgado the fullbacks, with Zaruk and Jura as centre-half, De Vita, Stamatis, Moreira and Njo the midfield diamond, with Azoma and Torres up front. We've basically got our squad back to full strength now, just about time as well, with an FA Cup final coming up. So let's head to our final league game of the season and see if we can finish on the road in style, something we haven't done for a long time. 2 changes for both sides. The experienced Harvey Elliott drops out for Newcastle. They've got some good players in that team though, and they should be much higher up the league. We're hoping to take their first choice keeper. We'll get a good scout report of him today. So let's watch out, see if we can test him and prove a point to the fans, because we have been awful on the road for the last couple of months. And with 11 minutes on the clock, we're back with a Newcastle corner after a slow start to the game. It's headed away, but Torres can't get there and Newcastle recycle it to Langford. Another player we've been linked with in the past, to Rodriguez on the left. Cross to the back post to McCall. And John Moore is not doing a good job of showing me he should be the keeper, because he's caught in no man's land. And into his 30s, I know I shouldn't say it because it's not old for a keeper, but those mistakes are starting to creep in. The good news for us at the moment is Spurs have gone behind away at Sheffield United, and my God are we going to need it, because yet again, away from home, we've been absolutely awful. I'm going to do what I've done in the last few games and just go positive, because we've got to get on the front foot. I think I've decided that I'm going to train that next year. I'm going to train to be more positive naturally, but we've got to find a way around it. I think the fullbacks are an area of concern. I want a new goalkeeper, and I like to get one player in the middle, but maybe we have to go for a slight change of tactic as well, because the diamond is getting found out. It's another free header from a set piece. It's another performance where I'm just left scratching my head, and whether we've won, drawn or lost in recent weeks, aside from that Brentford game, it's all pot luck. Now, Newcastle have only had 4 shots and 3 on target in this game. We're not getting pasted, but by no means are we asserting ourselves. Are we showing our quality? I'm going to go attacking. We're going to really go for it now. Let's encourage the lads. Try not to be negative and just see if we can find a route back in, because I don't want to go into the FA Cup final with a defeat and a draw in our last 3 games. As Chauvin gives the ball to De Vita. Long ball over the top to Njo. And actually, that snuck victory away at Villa where we came back from behind with a really poor performance as well. I think that's our only away win in a while. So, Sheffield United have gone 2-0 ups. Tottenham are trying their best to bottle it as well. Is it just one of those weird seasons where all the sides at the top lose every game at the end? I don't know, but I am not thrilled by what I've seen today. An even game, we trail 2-0. Let's make 3 changes with 25 left. What can we do? Torres will come off for Tyrese Ricketts. German Moreira will come off. He's been poor for Miguel Coronel. That's the cup final decision made. And Collins and Joe will be replaced by Alberto Vaz. We'll go to the 3 in midfield. Maybe that's the tactic for next season. Be more positive naturally, but with a slightly deeper tactic. Let's see how it works for the last 25 here, because if it works, it could win me over. 10 minutes to go. Tottenham have got one back. If they score another goal, they'll be level on points with us. But thankfully, they've been awful today too, as Coronel puts a corner in. Chauvin at the back post. Loses out as it's headed away to Alberto Vaz. He goes inside to Jura. Delgado picks it up. Everyone in the Newcastle half now. We're throwing the kitchen sink at them. Coronel the substitute. Going to be a regular next year. What can he do there? Not enough. Ricketts can't get there. I'm really hoping that next season we've got 3 players in Luis, Rojas and Vitz Srubeck coming back from loan. I hope they're going to be like new signings. As Azoma gets in and scores, Ricketts sets it up well. We've got one back. 4 minutes to go. Can we salvage a point from this game? I'm hoping the 3 new boys, or the 3 returning boys, will be like new signings, as it's off the line from Zaruk. We nearly concede almost immediately. And then we've got to think about where do we improve. I'd love a keeper. I'd love a left back for Delgado. You can see he's a weak link again. We've not even got a good backup there with Peebles, have we? And I do look back and think, what if? What if Real Madrid hadn't nicked Felix Barth off us? What if we just could expand the wage bill to get the left backs we wanted? Because there are some really good ones about, but I can't afford them. As another corner comes in, we could do with one that's over 6 foot as well, because we're getting pummeled from set pieces. We've got a minute plus stoppage time. It's been an even match. It should have been a draw, but we found ourselves behind again at Newcastle. Every single game feels like luck of the draw at the minute. Every game feels like it could go either way. I just want to start dominating away from home again, and I don't see how that happens. The issue is, after that defeat, we've got an FA Cup final next week. Let's see if Tottenham lost to secure us third, and what Southampton did, who will be facing at Wembley Stadium. Well, the only solace we can take today, Spurs drew but stay behind on goal difference against a Sheffield United side right down where Newcastle are, and Southampton got battered at champions Liverpool, albeit a much tougher game than our one, but it does give us some confidence. We go into the FA Cup final in very patchy form. Let's see who wins out at Wembley, because we do have an excellent record there, and on paper we should be winning this game. Let's go and see if we can. It's FA Cup final time. We've had 2 years away from the final after back-to-back wins, but Collins and Joe is the top scorer. Despite only joining after the 3rd and 4th round, he's got a real chance to be a superstar here. Southampton are a good side and their best players are brilliant. Maya, the right back, still there, still going strong. Sousa and Heather scored against us last time to nick the win. And Gonja, great number 10. Livramento still at left back. And Arthur Ndu, our long-term hero, looks like he's playing on the right wing today. Let's go and pick our lineup. We said what we were going to do. I'm going to take Moreira out for Miguel Coronel. I know it's a big call. I'm going to put Hannafan on the bench for striker because only 7 subs in this competition. The rest of it basically picks itself apart from, do we go to Vita or Andreka? They're so similarly matched. I don't know which one to prioritise. I think I'm going to play Andreka. I know it's a massive call, but that's the option I'm going for. Harrison off the bench for Martin. In fact, the final change I'm going to make is Torres, who's in poor form, will drop out. Tyrese Ricketts comes in. Do I play Ricketts and Torres? Azoma's the informed striker. The other two are the best two. Big names for the big occasion. Ricketts and Torres start. Azoma's on the bench. So from the last league game, Ricketts is in. We've got Coronel in and Andreka in. 3 changes. Let's hope they work. The FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium. Can we add our 2nd domestic cup trophy of the year? And can we produce another Wembley performance? Because we always seem to do well here. Well, it is basically the lineup that was predicted by the assistant. Arthur Ndu is, of course, the man to watch out for so many years, part of this side, and involved in both of our FA Cup wins previously. Will he be the man that denies us today? Let's go into the first half and find out. A packed Wembley Stadium for Hemel v Southampton. And with 8 minutes on the clock, we've got a corner kick with Miguel Coronel headed away as Jura tries to rise. Stamatis brings it down, goes out to the left wing, chance to cross. Big ball to the back post to Chauvin. It's a little far out though, so has to go to wide areas himself. Gets towards the byline. Another chance to cross. Cuts it back to Collins and Joe. It's headed away though. Now can Southampton counter down the left? They've got a 2-on-3 here momentarily, but Chauvin atones for his mistake really well. Back to win it for Jura. Stamatis. To Jura again. Inside to Zaruk. He's had a really good season actually. Finds Andreka in the holding role. To Jura. Wide to Chauvin. Chance to go over the top. Instead plays up to Torres. Chips it forward towards Coronel. Loses out in the air. And now there's a space in midfield. Sousa forward. Good challenge Andreka. Long ball over to the top though. Finds the left winger for Southampton. Cross to Sousa. 1-0 Southampton. This doesn't often happen to us in Wembley Cup finals. We trail. We've had a poor start. But there's still time. First shot on target. First goal for Southampton. Why has the confidence just shattered like this? Moore finds Jura at the back. I don't know what's happened to this team. The last 4 months, it's been really unpredictable and I don't know where it's come from. I've got a lot of work to do this summer, regardless of the result here. Jura finds Chauvin on the right. We're actually keeping the ball okay. But we don't really look like scoring. It's that ball there. We just haven't got the cutting edge. Everything goes wrong when we try and get into the final third. Jura picks the ball up at centre half to Zaruk. And again, we'll play it around nicely and then the through ball will likely be poor. Delgado forward, straight to the centre half. Ndu brings it away. Really, really annoying to watch. Chauvin beaten to it again. Shots in. 2-0. Absolutely pathetic. What on earth is going on back here? This half to the season is probably the most frustrating time I've had since League Two. I genuinely don't have the answers. I'm going to have a rethink tactically. We're going to go for it. We're 2-0 down. But we'll be back in a moment once I've made my decision. Right, we're going win or bust here. Southampton are back on the right. We've gone attacking. We've thrown people up. We could lose this 5-0. But I do not want to get carved apart and just lose 2-0 and sit on a comfortable defeat. I want to go for it. It's a corner kick for Southampton. We've got to defend set pieces, which we do with Coronel. Now let's show what we've got. We're going to stop crossing it early. We're going to try and play central. We're going to try and play a bit shorter. And hopefully it will make a difference. As Stamatis finds Ndreka to Coronel. Let's take advantage of the quality. Why are you going back 60 yards? We're trying to play short. Get on the ball, man. Zaruk plays it into him again. Short to Ndreka this time. Ndura. I'm getting very, very frustrated. Over the top to Njo. Down to Torres. He's gone backwards again. It's the safe option. Chovan in. Into Coronel. He's offside. The goal won't stand. VAR will check it. It was a skipper's moment. He got in behind the defence. But this won't count. Disallowed. 2-0 it remains. But at least we created something. There's a positive moment. Just over 10 minutes to half time. And it's Southampton on the front foot again. Heather finds Bernardini. And we know the risk is we leave ourselves open, but we're on attacking and we've got 11 behind the ball in our own half. It really isn't a good sign. Stamatis blocks the first cross. Second one into Souza. I don't know what to say. I'm tempted to just walk away here. I'm going to roll myself into the distance and just leave it. It's 3-0. It's game over. And 16 years of building a brilliant record at Wembley has been crushed in the space of half a game. Unbelievable performance this. Meyer picks it up on the right hand side. Coronel nicks it. Is this the start of the great comeback? Oh, what is that? You've got Ricketts in one-on-one right in front of you. And you choose to go for a Hail Mary from 30 yards. I'm so angry. I am so angry. The lads are demotivated because I've told them they've been crap. I mean, what more can you get? Where can we change things here? Stamatis is anxious. Moreira, switch with Coronel. Collins and Joe, top scorer, but shocking performance here. Vasson will go to the midfield three. And then up front, Torres anxious. I knew I shouldn't have started him. Azoma on alongside Ricketts. We are going to go for that midfield three. No idea which way round they're best. I think as such. I don't have any answers here. I really don't. We're going to go positive rather than attacking because we've got 4 attacking duties, so we can leave it there. We're going to go to slightly more direct passing because we want to get up to the front too. I think that's going to be it. I don't know what else to go for. We could push the line of engagement up, but that only creates a gap between midfield and attack. So I'm going to leave it at that. We have to get back into this game. We have to go positive, but I don't know if the tactical change will work. I'm basically just hoping for the best, as I have for most of the last couple of months. As we're on the front foot, just 7 or 8 minutes into the half. Vass picks it up to Ndreka. Vass again to Coronel. Lovely interchange in football. And a Zoma shot tipped over the bar. That's the old Newcastle keeper, isn't it, October? Really good save over the bar. Coronel takes the corner. To the back post to Jura. Headed down. Moreira picks it up. Probably his final game for the club. Can he do something very special? Gets to the byline. Finds Chauvin. To Moreira. To Chauvin. Offside. Oh, you're kidding me. Absolutely awful. 10 minutes gone in the second half. If we let in another, I'm just going to leave you to watch the rest of this and sail off into the distance because I can't take it. Chauvin finds Azoma. At least we're having some chances. Vass finds Moreira. To Ricketts. Nobody in behind. He's going forward. Tries to play Coronel in. It's given away to Ricketts. Awful clearance from Kogan. And that might be the lifeline we need. Ricketts puts it into the top corner. 3-1. Half an hour to go. Let's encourage them. Get them on the front foot. Come on, you can get back into this. I can't remember the last time we looked confident in front of goal to score 3. Take away the Brentford game against good opposition. We've been poor for a long time. Let's go attack him because there's 10 minutes left and we've not had any further threats since the goal. As Mayer's got it at right back for Southampton. To Henry. Takes on his man and chips forward. Jura intercepts it to Moore. Outside to Zaruk, the centre half, and Delgado. Playing forward from left back, is he? No. Forced backwards to Zaruk again. They're pressing us so high and we don't seem to cope with it. Moreira up to Ricketts though. He's in behind. Has to take his chance. Dinks the keeper. It's too high. It's poor decision making at the most important times. We've actually had more of the stats now. I mean, look at the expected goals. Southampton have taken all of their chances. We've not taken many of ours. And we are going to lose this cup final. Yes, we've put up a fight second half. But what on earth do I do for next season? Let me know in the comments. Delap in, down to Souza, just wide of the post. I think this might be our first domestic cup final defeat. We're so good in these games normally. As Dura finds Chauvin, there's still 1 minute plus stoppage time. A goal here makes it interesting. Ricketts in from Azoma's ball. He's rounded the keeper and missed an empty net. Oh, please, please. You've got to do better than that. We have got a lot of thinking to do next year. The risk is to panic. I'm going to try not to, but I need a Mario Ricker desperately. Azoma's in, makes it 3-2. 90 seconds of stoppage time to go. I've got a feeling it's far too little too late. Delgado's been the worst player on the pitch again. Left back, we have to improve. And if I have to break the wage budget and the transfer budget to do it, then so be it. For the first time, we come to an FA Cup final and we have to watch our opponents lift the trophy. And ironically, these are probably the weakest opponent we've played in the final. Arthur Ndu lifts the FA Cup at our expense. I'm sorry, I can't even watch it. What an infuriating display. What an infuriating 3 or 4 months. We've stumbled over the line to Champions League football. We've won a League Cup, which gives us something to show for it. But defeat in the FA Cup final and a big summer of thinking to do. That will form our end of season review in a couple of days' time. We're actually going to go through and look at all of the squad individually, so you can give me as much guidance as possible about the summer. I've got my views on what needs to be done now, because we highlighted it. We were willing to give up a bit this season if next year we could go on and win one of the Premier League or Champions League, really compete for those top 2 trophies, which I've never won, starting as a semi-pro club in the bottom tier. And I think we're starting to see why now, because we're at real risk of going backwards. We're going to get big money for German Moreira. We've got big players coming back from loan, including the best striker contracted to us. But we're going to need more. So if you're looking forward to seeing that, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. Let me know in the comments what on earth you thought of that, because we are all over the place at fullback, in goal, and just lacking a goal threat when it really matters. If you want to catch up with all the other content on the channel, some of it's a bit happier, I promise you. All the key links in the eye above or description down below. You can also find our top 3 playlist right above my head now. But thank you for watching the turmoil that was that episode. And I'll see you in a couple of days' time for our end of season review with big changes ahead.